Yo, what is up? What is up? It's me, King. We're back. We're in the building with another Fadeaway Podcast. But before I do anything, I gotta bring up one of the hardest working men here on the network. We got Coach Dante. He's in the building. What's going on, Coach?
What's good? What's good? I'm ready. Playoff basketball starting to heat up. We got a pivotal game 5 in Boston, and we got a pivotal game. We got a game 5 pretty much in Memphis tonight.
Hold on, let me check the mic. Am I still staticky, y'all?
Yeah,
Am I still staticky?
yeah, you still studying?
All right, hold on. We find out. What? How about now? All right. All right. Had some technical issues, but we good. All right. Game fives was some game fives was last night, and we all know that horrible last game we had to witness, Dante, between the Philadelphia Sixers and the Miami Heat. What happened in that game?
Well, it was just flat out. It was just a flat out domination. I mean, by the Miami Heat, man. Like I said again, Miami Heat wanted to play. They brung it. I get they was frustrated after the last 2 games that they couldn't get in Philadelphia. But you got a disciplined defensive squad in Miami. You got a dog in Jimmy Butler and a guy that liked to hustle a lot in PJ Tucker. It was just a flat out domination, and their defense was just better that night. Last night, and Matthew Screws coming off the bench hit some good shots, man. Hit some big time jump shots, and then everybody else was clicking tonight. Duncan Robinson,
We
you
had a
know,
Duncan Robinson
came off the
sighting.
bench, got some good minutes, but it was an all around great night for the Miami Heat.
Definitely. On the Philly side, it definitely just didn't click from beginning to end. From that opening quarter, I knew it was going to be a long game for them. Neither team has won on the road. Neither team's won on the road. The Miami won 2 in Miami, Philly won 2 in Philly. So neither team has really um, took advantage of their home. They always took advantage of home court. But Tobias Harris with 12 points. Danny Green with 6 points. Joel Embiid was actually the lead scorer on the team, even though he tried to make a run, but it just seems like the Sixers had no fight. He had 17 points. Maxey only had 9. Harden had 14. And then, of course, the bench really didn't contribute much. But PJ Tucker with 10 points. Jimmy Butler with 23. Abayo had 12. Vincent was scoring great, too. He had 15. Max Strus, big time shots and threes. He had 19 points. Again, Duncan Robinson had 10 points. No, Duncan Robinson actually had 4 points. Oladipo, a great, him getting back together his injuries. He's been injury prone the last couple seasons. He's finally getting in the groove coming off the bench, helping, with the bench. He had 13 points. Tyler Hero really wasn't shooting that well. He had 10 points. But Duncan Robinson, man, how are you this $90 million player and you get knocked out the rotation? What happened? What do you think happened with that?
I mean, it's more of a coaching decision, not Duncan Robinson. It's more of a coaching decision. Kyle Lowry did come back. We forgot Kyle Lowry did come back, but then again, he come back. The rotation all of a sudden shrink. You got 2 people really dropping out in Duncan Robinson dropping out of the rotation, and Caleb Martin as well, man. But like I say again, you played them all through the regular season and through the first round when Kyle Lowry was out. Hey, you got a deep bench. You showed you got a deep bench. Why not keep playing those guys?
Definitely. So the momentum is definitely going to shift when we go back, which will be Thursday, game 6. But we're going to get back into that when we do picks and predictions. We're just going to do all the games for tonight and for tomorrow. Again, we witnessed another blow. Well, you witnessed another blowout last night as well. We got the Memphis Grizzlies against the Phoenix Suns. 10 to 80. What happened in that game, Dante?
First half, I thought the Mavericks was playing good basketball in the first quarter. They were moving the ball around um in the whole first half. Middle of the second quarter, I Phoenix Suns starting to get into the groove. The Dallas Mavericks ball movement has stopped. It started being more ISO between Luka Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson. The ball wasn't moving. I think they only had about like 10 assists throughout that whole game. When you have that many assists, you're not moving the ball around. And by the way, Phoenix had by like 28 assists in that game last night. So that means they are sharing the ball. Everybody's getting a touch of the basketball. It was literally no ball movement for the Dallas Mavericks. In the third quarter, Devin Booker came out hot. And, the defense had amped it up when they got in that 3-2 zone. Mikal Bridges started playing a lot of the passing lanes and stuff like that. But again, Dallas stopped moving the basketball around. So again, Dallas just fell out the face of the earth after the third quarter. But again, Phoenix got to play much better than what they did. I think it was more on Dallas not moving the basketball around, not sharing the ball with one another, playing ISO ball. But give credit to the Suns. They stepped up. They played great defense. And I mean, hey, you got guys like Bismack Biyombo coming off that bench, giving out some good minutes as well, rebounding the basketball. DeAndre Ayton came on strong. And hey, we'll see what's going to happen in Game 6.
I'm looking in the comments. Iverson Vlogs saying Dallas better pray Scott Foster refs tomorrow or they're going home. I can't. He said Luka mocking us and that smile disappeared last night. And then Byrne also said because Oladipo's been playing so well, Duncan Robinson has been playing. Let's go over these stats here for the Dallas game. Finney Smith only had an 8. Reggie Bullock really didn't do anything. Powell didn't score. How you go 35 minutes or so and don't get no buckets? Jalen Bronson 28, 29, 21 points. You had Luka Doncic with 28. You had Bartans with 10. And on the Phoenix side, Jay Crowder 3 points. Mikal Bridges 14. You had Ayton contribute with 20. Chris Paul only had 7 points, but you had Book with 28 points, and then Cam Johnson had 14 points off the bench. Does Chris Paul need to score more points?
Chris Paul does need to score more, but like I said, he don't have to force feed, man. He don't have to force feed the score. I mean, like I said again, he's the type of person that really never cared about scoring. He do average 18 points a night pretty much when he wants to. He just need to keep being that facilitator and that leader. It's not always about scoring when you're playing in the NBA. It's not always about scoring, man. But again, he affected the game so many ways. The last game in Dallas, he probably had the worst game in all of his playoff career. But I got faith in Chris Paul. He's gonna bounce back, man.
So is Luka this big? Is Luka the flop artist? Think he's been getting calls he shouldn't be getting?
But I mean, that's the reason why he's getting the calls he shouldn't get. You being aggressive. When you be aggressive, you get all of those calls. When you go into the basket, you get all of those calls. He's been aggressive. So again, even if he is a flop artist, man, that because he's been aggressive. He's being aggressive. He's going to the paint. He's not just selling for outside jump shots. And when you be aggressive, the referees are definitely going to reward you for being aggressive.
That's definitely true. I mean, you can say the same case for Joel Embiid. Oh, he goes to the line too much. Oh, well, he's 7'3", 280. Instead of fouling him, play him straight up. Maybe he won't get fouled and get those calls. But that's just, Joel being aggressive when he does go to the basket. And then most teams are upset because he's an 85% free shooter at the line. Of course, he's going to knock all his shots down at the line because he's a good free throw shooter. But let's get to some of these topics we got on the day. We got the season awards. We're going to see if we disagree or not. Of course, you got the season winning awards. So Monty Williams, again, for the second straight year, did get Coach of the Year. Was that the right move?
It was the right move this year. Tom Thibodeau got it last year, I believe, with the new.
That's right. Yeah, right.
So again, it was about time for him to get the Coach of the Year award. He did a very good job this year, but I did pull for Taylor Jenkins to be the Coach of the Year because again, I like showing attention to people that's not really getting the attention. Thought Monty Williams had a great coaching year with that Suns. Anytime you end up with the first place and the first seed and you dominate the whole league, yeah, you definitely deserve it. But again, but again, I thought Taylor Jenkins did a better job. Nobody thought Memphis would be a second seed. Nobody really actually thought they would be a second seed. So again, with a young talent, Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks, that team is gonna be scary for years to come. But I thought Taylor Jenkins should have really deserved it. Deserved the coach of the year.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree with you there. Last year, not taking anything away from Monty Williams. Last year, he definitely deserved it. Last year, I understand it was Thibodeau. He turned the Knicks around. I get that, but when's the last time the Suns been relevant really since Monty Williams got there last year? So I see why he could have got it last year. This year, it's pretty much the same. Nothing changed from last year. I agree that Taylor Jenkins should have gotten an award because the Grizzlies wasn't before John Morant got there, the Grizzlies wasn't even really a playoff team. They was maybe an eighth seed at best.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor Jenkins came in and turned his team around. Got some good guys around John Morant, Jaren Jackson when he's healthy. Desmond Bain has been coming on hot lately. Dylan Brooks, Valanciunas, and those guys has been really balling this whole season for them to get second seed. I think you should have gave it definitely the Taylor Jenkins in my book there. Of course, we all know we got the MVP. We got Luka Doncic winning in the second year in a row. I mean, not Luka Doncic, Jokic winning it 2 years in a row. A lot of people said it should have been Embiid. A lot of ESPN analysts voted for Embiid at the last second. What's your thoughts on MVP?
Like we all on record saying I thought Joel Embiid deserved the MVP. He should have won the MVP. But at the same time, Jokic, you can't overlook for what he did. I mean, he was the best. He's a center and he's leading his team in points, rebounds, assists, 8 assists, 14 down in 14 rebounds a game. And again, when people look at who's the most valuable player on their team, Jokic them as a 6 seed. You know why? Because they're in the Western Conference. Because you got two guys out, Jamal Murray and Kevin Michael Porter Jr. that has been out. You got those two guys out. That's what they looked at as well. Then they looked at what he did, what he had to play with Will Barton, been inconsistent all the time, never on the court. Aaron Gordon, I don't know what happened to him since Orlando. I don't know what the hell got into him. So outside, you do got Bones Holland, but he's a bench role player. So again, he's not Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. So I see why they gave it to him. I see why they elected to give it to him. And Joel Embiid roster is way, way better than Jokic roster. Again, so I see why they gave him the MVP. I thought Joel Embiid should have been the MVP. I seen how we all know how big of an impact he make on his team. But again, we hate using this narrative. You take Jokic out of the equation with Denver, I don't think they are really playoff team, a legit playoff team. So again, going back to what they're gonna do last year, not having a play-in game. Not having a playing game, you take Joel Embiid away from the Sixers. Of course, you take everybody away, every best player away from their team. You know they get worse. But you take Joel Embiid out, I think the Sixers are still a playoff team in the Eastern Conference, at least an AC with the format coming back. I think they still can make the playoffs, but there's no doubt Joel Embiid deserves to win the MVP. But overlooking Jokic for what he did and how he basically carried the team in Denver, I see why they kind of gave it to him. I mean, he's missing his two best players, and he got beat 4-1 because, again, that's the Golden State Warriors. It's the Golden State Warriors. So, again, I voted for Joel Embiid to win the MVP, but I see why they gave it to Jokic at the same time.
It's definitely, we all know what Jokic can do, not taking no talents away from him. We all know what Joel can do, again, not taking anything away from him. But we all knew that Jokic was definitely going to, be MVP. Now everybody's talking about this, criteria. What do you think should define being an MVP during a regular season?
Well, the best player on the MVP is defined as, again, who's the best player on their respective teams, and how is that contribute into winning basketball? Like Devin Booker for years to come. for years to come. Before that, he averaged 23 points per game, at least over 20 points per game. You know, he was overlooked being in All-Star games because his team is bad. Now, for us, you being the most valuable player, and then it depends on how well this player impact the team as well. LeBron James can win an MVP every single year because he's definitely impacting the Lakers. You take LeBron off the Lakers, they not even a playoff team. Wherever LeBron goes, they're pretty much a playoff team. Whatever building he step into, you go Jokic, you take him away from the Sixers, they're a lot worser. They're a lot worse a lot. So I mean, I believe Jokic and Embiid do impact their teams the best way. But again, being the best player that year, being the best player in the regular season, how you impact is how the most valuable player is. But again, this is a regular season reward. Again, the votes is already purchased in by when the season is over, so it doesn't really carry into the playoffs. That's why you're seeing guys get their trophies in the middle, in the first beginning of the game when the game start, because it's impacted by the regular season. And I say Embiid and Jokic definitely impacts their team, but losing Embiid will hurt the Denver Nuggets more because you don't have that guy. You don't have that guy. You don't have that guy that can impact your team and that can do it everything. With Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. coming back, I believe Jokic points will drop, but he still will be lead. He still will lead them in assists. He still will lead them in rebounds. He still will lead them in those categories, and he wouldn't have to do too much. He wouldn't have to do a lot.
Right, definitely. I think John Morant definitely will be a future MVP. Yeah. He's been balling. I mean, for me, MVP is the most valuable player.
Yeah.
So I mean, it has to. For me, I think it should be overall how many scoring points you do overall, the consistency. Is your team team wins? Think you can't. I mean, you couldn't really say that with because Denver 6 seed, but just overall, stats, points per game, like. Are you the best player in this league? Should definitely be looked at. But MVP is MVP. Not like I said, I'm not hating, not being biased because Joel's my guy. Yeah. But do you think they should change how they vote? Maybe not so much the media should vote. Maybe the coaches or the players.
Maybe I think the media voting is a lot strong, but I think the coaches, just like the coaches vote for who makes the All-Star team, I think it should be the coaches and players. I think the coaches and players should have a say so on who's the most valuable player in that season and how they impacted their team, or is this team winning or not, or is this team making the playoffs. I think it should be voted by the coaches and the players, like they do top 100 in the NFL. Those are all because of players.
Those all players, right?
The players are really literally voting for that. But I think it should be between the coaches and the players for they have to call the shots.
At least make it more fair, because I feel like with the media is so heavily biased based for people who've never played a lick of basketball, or y'all want to put these analytics and numbers in there, the VORP, the Raptor. Like, what is these stats I've never heard of before? Why is this even important in the game of basketball? So it's just mind-boggling. Maybe they do need to change that up a little bit. And then maybe it'll be a more fair, I guess, shot for MVP for some of these guys. But definitely I agree with Byrne. Maybe they can change the voting of the MVP.
Yeah, I think it should be between the coaches and the players. The MVP award, they build around it all year. They got to play the guys as well. But I think coaches and players should be involved in saying, hey, I think this guy is the most invaluable player of the league this year. I think this guy mean a lot to this team. You take this guy away from this team ain't this. Or like I say, again, I think the coaches and players should have a say so, just like the players and the coaches have an impact on how do you make the All-Star team? Do you make the All-Star team? I think it should be just that the players and coaches should definitely just put the media down a little bit. Now the media has a right. But I think the players and coaches should definitely be involved into that.
Definitely. No, Andre, we're gonna talk about that. That's on my list. We're gonna get into that. We know the other awards. Tyler Hero, Six Man of the Year, definitely that was deserved, no doubt.
Mhm.
Most improved, again, we had our talks about that. I don't think it should have went to John Morant. What more can you improve when you rookie of the year that next year? Maybe it could have went to a Murray and San Antonio. You could have gave it to Bane. That's but neither here or there. Rookie of the year again went to Scotty Barnes. So
Yeah, I
there's
gotta
your
go. I
awards.
have to go help my girl get this stuff in right quick. Oh,
All right. So
yeah.
those were your awards. But Rudy Gobert and this whole Shaquille O'Neal. So Rudy Gobert flat out gonna say, "Oh, I will lock up Shaq." Gobert, are you kidding me? Now we all know, for all y'all know who knows me so far that seen me, know I cannot stand Rudy Gobert. I think he's soft. It's something about him. I do not like Gobert. I don't like him at all. And I don't really have love hate. I don't really hate anybody, but hate is a strong word. I dislike Gobert. I just don't know. There's something about him. But for him to say he would lock up Shaq, you got to be kidding me. And just like Stephen A said this morning, he needs to be arrested because of what Shaq would do to him. Have y'all seen the 2000 finals with the Sixers and the Lakers? And y'all know how dominant Mutombo was that year. What man do you know can have Mutombo off his feet? Shaq had Mutombo off his feet the way he was dominating in the paint and elbows and everything else. And really, around that time, they really didn't call nothing too crazy. So for Rudy Gobert to come out his mouth and say he will lock up Shaq, we need to definitely check him, get him psychologically checked out with a therapist to see if he's smoking or on some type of drugs. To think that he can lock up the Shaq, Dante, is Rudy Gobert tripping?
About what?
He said he can lock up Shaq.
No, he's tripping. He's tripping.
Rudy Gobert can lock up Shaq?
No, hell no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, he can't do it. He's tripping. He's tripping. Definitely. Shaq, Shaq if Shaq can kill and post up Yao Ming, who is 7'6", he can do the same to Rudy Gobert. Shaq is a dominant force, man. Shaq is just a dominant force inside that body, those drop steps, those hook shots. Rudy Gobert wouldn't be able to stand that. Rudy Gobert wouldn't even stand a shot against that.
Definitely. So for Rudy Gobert to say he has the right to have confidence, but I guess he's babied by Shaq. Right. He gets. I love the confidence in Rudy Gobert. I love him saying, I love that part saying, he can lock down Shaq. But that's no. It wasn't too many people who can stop Shaq. In any era, whether he was with the Lakers or Miami, Shaq traveled around teams a lot. Who's stopping Shaq? The way he dominated was, even as his career started to dwindle, nobody still can stop Shaq.
Yep.
So, and Gobert is just soft and tall. Like, I just feel like he wouldn't even stand a chance. He definitely wouldn't stand a chance. Now there's rumors talking about Toronto could be interested in Gobert. Would that be a good look for Toronto?
When you need that rim protector on your team like a Rudy Gobert is, that will always kind of be scary for Toronto, having that rim protection right there. Rudy Gobert is nothing but a defensive player and a rim protection at best. But I think that will be interesting. That will be an interesting fit to see Rudy Gobert in Toronto. I think that will help him out, definitely on the defensive side of the basketball. So I find that a little interesting fit for Toronto Raptors.
So another possible rumor was LaVine to Portland. We all know, we don't know if LaVine is going to resign with Chicago. Now, is Portland a good fit for him?
Portland, like I say, if you wanted to keep Damian Lillard there, I can see it being a fit, but I don't think it's a good fit for him because, again, that's another wasted year in his career that's not going to be making the playoffs. I prefer him to stay with DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and run it back with the Chicago Bulls. I don't like to see Portland. I don't like to see him in Portland at all. I really don't. But again, Hey, it is what it is. I think that will Dame would love to have that. Would love to have that, but I still don't think that's going to make them a playoff team. Not in the Western Conference, especially again. You have no playing tournaments next year. Again, you have no playing tournaments next year, so that's going to be really hard.
Yeah, like I just don't see that fit. I mean, we all know Portland's rebuilding. So they definitely need some players that's going to step up. Simons has been playing well. So his future's bright, but I don't want Levine to go to Portland. He can go anywhere
Mm-hmm.
else but Portland. I feel like Portland is like the Jets. It's purgatory.
Yep.
So all right. So there's this thing on Bleacher Report I've been looking at, and I know the one time they did have T Mac versus AI. So now they got Draymond Green 1-on-1 against Dennis Rodman. Who will win that 1-on-1?
Man, I would go with Dennis Rodman, man. Now, I think Draymond Green can shoot better. I think he can shoot a little bit better, but I would go with Dennis Rodman, man. He played in, like I said again, the toughest era of basketball, when it was really, really physical back then, when everybody was chunking elbows and stuff, and it was just very physical. And him to be that small, grabbing like 15 rebounds each and every night, being a rebounding champion, being a defensive monster that he is. I just believe I got Dennis Rodman. I got Dennis Rodman, man.
That would definitely be an interesting matchup. Like you said, Draymond definitely can shoot a little better than Dennis. We all know Draymond Green is a defensive specialist as well. I don't know. I might have to take Draymond on this, only because he got the slight advantage shooting wise. Now it's going to be definitely hard for him to go to the basket because Dennis Rodman definitely had the defense skills as well, rebounding monster king every game. He wasn't good offensively. He might have scored maybe average, maybe 5 points a game, but defense, rebound wise, he get about 15 boards a game. But I'm gonna go with Draymond here, 1-on-1 against Dennis Rodman. It could go either way. It definitely could go either way, but offensive wise, I'm gonna have to say Draymond because he got the better shooting percentage and he can shoot a little better. But they both good defensively. So I mean, it's no wrong answer there, but I'm gonna go with Draymond. Now, if you depend on what era you talking about, if we talking about back in Rodman era, I'm definitely going Rodman. So back in the '90s, Rodman, I'm going Rodman. But if you think about it in this era, then I'm gonna say Draymond. But definitely, because the '90s, they didn't care. These flagrant fouls that they're calling now, they was just regular fouls in the '90s, and you just got up and go to the line and shoot the ball. There was no flagrants, it was no flagrant 2, and you get ejected. It was none of that in the '90s. The fouls that they're getting now for flagrants, that was fouls in the '90s. Like you said, somebody got clothesline and everything else.
Everything else, it was just like a wrestling. And back in the day, it was just wrestling, cheap shots, elbows. Wouldn't even be a flavor. Wouldn't even be flavors. They'll be like playoff basketball fouls and stuff. That's why I think in today's league. Michael Jordan will dominate today. Michael Jordan and those guys, would dominate because you wouldn't be able to touch them at no point of time. You wouldn't be able to touch them at all. Now it's the 3 seconds in the lane.
Right.
You wouldn't. Michael Jordan probably averaged 40. He'll average 40 in today's game.
Okay. That did definitely. And the guys now definitely wouldn't be able to play that. LeBron, his crying self. James Harden always complaining about fouls. Trey Young definitely would, with them complaining about fouls, would not be able to play in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
He would dominate so easily. They will have MJ shooting so many free throws. That's a fact.
Yeah, he'll have at least 30 free throws because of his name as well. And then again, you wouldn't be able to sit in the camp in the paint 3 seconds in the little touch fouls and stuff like that. He would kill easy in this league right now.
Is Klay Thompson a Hall of Famer?
Is Klay Thompson a Hall of Famer? As of right, I think after his career over, I think he will be a Hall of Famer. After his career over. Now, I don't think right now he's not a Hall of Famer, but how many championships do the Warriors got? 3 or 2?
They got 3.
Yeah, okay. So he's a part of those 3 championships. three championship teams. So again, I think Klay Thompson will be a Hall of Famer. I think he really would. I think he really will be a Hall of Famer.
You know, you got the Splash Brothers. We all know Steph can drain down them threes, but Klay definitely can too. Klay can, also drive the lane as well. He don't just settle for the three. If he has to, he can go inside. But no, I definitely think Klay definitely could be a Hall of Famer once everything is said and done. He definitely would be. All right, so I do have one more topic, but we're gonna say that before the end of.
Okay.
You know what? F it. No, we'll do it now because then we can get the picks out the way. So hold on, let me share my screen real quick. 1 second.
I think McGee Hats, aka Hats. I think, like I said again, Yao Ming and Shaq, they were evenly matched, man. I didn't think Yao Ming killed him that bad, or I didn't think Shaq killed Yao Ming. They both was competitive with each other. That was a competitive battle. So I'm not really giving nobody an upper hand over nobody. They both scored on each other. They both did what they had to do. I mean, and no superstar can stop another superstar from scoring in the league. No superstar can shut down another superstar. They can make them work, but you ain't gonna shut down a superstar.
All right. 1 second.
LeBron wouldn't also be suck in the 90s. I think LeBron would be fine. But I think he'll be more whining. I think he'll
right.
whine more.
If everyone can see this. 1 second here, because I wasn't trying to name. I wasn't trying to name all these names, but if this isn't working, I guess I can actually go ahead and do that. All right. Oh, okay. Here, I figured it out. Oh, yep. All right, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Never mind. Okay, so I'm just going to tell y'all the teams. All right, so there's 5 teams.
Yeah.
And all right, so Team A, y'all gotta listen now. Team A: Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Paul George, Giannis, and Gobert.
Okay.
We have Team B is Trae Young. We got DeRozan, LeBron, AD, and Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Team C is Steph, Book, Tatum, Draymond Green, Joel Embiid. Team D, Ja Harden, Kawhi, Zion, Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 4 teams, who's winning?
What was the first team again?
Chris Paul, Klay Thompson,
Okay.
Paul George, Giannis, Gobert.
Okay. Second team, who's the B?
Trae,
Okay.
DeRozan, LeBron, AD, Cat.
Okay. So the C team.
I was picking. When I seen this, I said I would definitely take C all day long too. Team C is Steph Curry, Book, Tatum, Draymond Green, and Joel Embiid. I'm taking that team. I'm taking it. Because then you got Harden, Kawhi, Jokic, Zion, and Ja. There's only one damn ball. Who's bringing up the ball? Because James Harden's going to want the ball in his hands. You got Ja Morant. Kawhi's going to want the ball.
So Trae Young is on Team B, right?
Yeah.
It's Trae Young, LeBron,
AD, DeRozan, and Cat.
AD, DeRozan, and Cat. Damn, I'm gonna stand still right here. So you got Steph Curry on Team C.
Yep. Hold on.
Embiid.
Bring it up for the peoples here because we could actually go off camera real quick.
Yeah.
So you can see. and then I'll just remove us real quick
Okay.
so you can get a good look at everything, and everybody's out there can put their input in to see. Um, I only cut it off halfway. Ain't this a bitch? All right.
All right. So AD and LeBron and Cat on the same team.
Yep.
All right. Give me team LeBron. Give me team LeBron. Give me team C. Give me team B. I mean team B. I like team B. You got LeBron.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
got Anthony Davis. You got Cat as well. And you got Trey Young. You got the mid-range god and DeMar DeRozan. So yeah, I like Team B. I like Team B. I like Team B. And plus, you got the best player in the world in LeBron. So of course, yeah, I'm taking Team B.
Definitely, I seen that. That was definitely interesting. Definitely was interesting how they can combine those teams together. Now, if that actually was real teams, do you think they can coexist
Yeah,
together?
I think they could. I think they can do it if it's for fun and if they want to play each other, they want to beat up on each other. I think they have to coexist. Yep, I think they could. I like Team B. I'm not gonna lie. I like Team B. I love
Yeah,
Team
team B and C is like the most realistic for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, definitely would be a lot of points scored. Cat, AD, LeBron, Trey Young. That definitely would be crazy. That's
Yep.
more like a dream team type um of situation. But let's go ahead and get on to these picks.
All right.
Moving on. So tonight's game, we have game 5. We have the Bucks in Boston. Now again, this is one of the best series so far in this game.
Yep.
It's tied up 2-2. Who wins this game?
I'm going for the Milwaukee Bucks in this game. I'm going for Milwaukee. I think, like I said again, I got them winning the series in 7 games. I mean, in 7 games. So I'm going for the Milwaukee Bucks, man. I really like Milwaukee. So again, they were my pick to win to go to the finals and repeat. So I'm going to stay down with my pick where if they win or lose.
And Boston is back home too. It's definitely going to be interesting. I know Boston did come back
Mm-hmm.
and win game 4. But this series has been physical. They go back and forth. You know, Middleton, he's definitely out.
Yep.
At least till this series. If the Bucks do hold on and win to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, we might get Middleton back. We don't know. But other role players that stepped up for the Bucks without Middleton, of course, you got Portis. Connaughton has been hitting shots. Grayson Allen has been playing good as well. I don't know. Do Boston have the momentum to still win? And they're back home. So is that home court going to be on their side?
Game number 1, it wasn't on their side, but
sure enough wasn't.
It wasn't on their side, but then you got momentum going at home. Came back. Boston arguably they should have won game 3. They should have won game 3. So again, and they were up at halftime in game 3. So they were able to come back in game 4. So we'll see what happened. But I got Milwaukee, man. I think Milwaukee knows what it takes to win on the road. They've been there, they've done that without even Giannis playing in that game. Without even Giannis playing the last 2 games in the series versus the Atlanta Hawks. So yeah, I think Giannis them got what it takes to try to get a big win.
I'm gonna go Boston here. I still got the Bucks in 7. But I'm gonna say the Celtics win this game here. And we got game 5 with Golden State and Memphis. Now, no Ja Morant. He got that bruised bone in his knee. So he is definitely out for the remainder of this series. Do Golden State close it out tonight?
You know what? I'm going to go for an upset tonight. I think Golden State winning 6. I think they can win tonight. They definitely can win tonight. With no Ja Morant, they definitely can win tonight. But I'm gonna go with Memphis because I think they're gonna have a lot of energy tonight, playing on their home court, playing in front of that crowd. So I'm gonna take Memphis in an upset tonight. But I think Golden State will end it and go back to San Francisco, and I think they will end it at home.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think the Warriors will end it tonight. Um, they were down in that game four. Memphis somehow let them come back like that. Jordan Poole is the X factor in that game as
Yep.
well. Got Jordan Poole, Draymond. We know we got the Splash Brothers with Clay and Steph and those guys. I just think that Golden State is just too much for Memphis without
Yep.
Ja. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors to close it out. They'll be fresh, waiting for whoever wins against
Yep.
Dallas
Phoenix and
and
Dallas. Yep.
um, Phoenix. Now tomorrow's games again we won't be on, but again we got the Heat traveling back to Philly for Game 6. Do Miami close it out tomorrow?
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say yeah because I got Miami 6. I got Miami 6. But if it goes 7, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think Miami definitely win in 7. Definitely win the series in 7. But I said 6, so I'm gonna go at 6. I think Miami find a way to beat them at home in Philadelphia, and I think the Sixers is gonna really have some offseason discussions with if they want to pay James Harden or what if they want to fire Doc Rivers. And like I say, they're gonna hire Mike D'Antoni. If they fire Doc Rivers, they're gonna hire him. Watch.
Of course, y'all all know Sixers fan, but I didn't have the Sixers winning this series anyway.
Mhm.
I had Miami in 6. So I'm going to go against the Sixers tomorrow night, and I'm going to say the Heat will move on, and they'll wait for whoever wins against Boston and
Yep.
the Bucks. So if they win, oh my God, they gonna surprise me. What's going on, Raphael? If
So
they
Raphael.
surprise me, then they're gonna force a Game 7. Then they're gonna have to play their asses off in Miami in
Yep.
that Game 7. But again, I did not see this team going past the second round. We always get to the playoffs. We cannot get past the second round. So again, it will shock me if we do, but I got Miami in 6, close it out here in Philly. And then we got the
Mhm.
Suns and the Mavericks. Well, the Suns close it out tomorrow.
That's gonna be tough, but I would say they close it out. I would say they close it out. They're gonna find a way. I think they're gonna make some adjustments and find a way to win in Dallas, even though that's Dallas has not been kind to them at all. I think it can be a dog fight, and I really think this series can go 7. So if Golden State can really get this series over with tonight and put up a little rest, maybe if Dallas come out play hard in front of them fans and make shots, open shots, and have better ball movement, then they win. You're looking at some rest for right now for Golden State.
Most definitely, I definitely see that. I'm gonna say the Suns close it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say the Suns close it out. Um, and this one, Dallas still needs that guy,
Yeah.
somebody else to complement Luka Doncic. I know they got Jalen Brunson. He's been balling. I'm not taking nobody's talent away from that team. I still think they need another star in Dallas to help
Mm-hmm.
Luka out.
Yep.
So I don't know what they're gonna do in the offseason. Maybe they'll draft someone. I know, Dallas and the Sixers. Well, Sixers don't got no pick this year because of the James Harden thing. But maybe they get somebody in the draft. Got some good talent, some prospects coming out. You never know. You might find that diamond in the rough for Dallas. But Dallas definitely needs another star to complement Luka Doncic. I know they got Dinwiddie over there, but they definitely do need someone
Yep.
to step up over there with Luka. That's been their issue. They're good regular season. Playoffs come, they can't get past second round.
Yep.
So but yeah. But there you have it. See any other news we got? But Coach Dante and Mitch will be calling the first game tonight, and then the second game you're gonna have Dante and Jeremy will be back in the building for the
Yep.
Golden State and Memphis game as well. So make sure y'all tune in here to the Spotlight Sports Network for those games. So
Yep.
anything else? I'm trying to see if anything else. Oh no, Williams, he's out again for
Mm.
Boston.
Williams out.
Let me see. Do you guys think the Knicks would make a mistake giving Donovan Mitchell and seeing a contract? I mean, Utah already gave him a max, but
Yep.
I know he's looking. It's rumored that if he does leave, he can go to the Hawks or Miami.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to Miami, it's a wrap in the East.
Ah, man, y'all might
It's a
well.
wrap. Him and Jimmy, it's a done deal.
Yep.
Even if he goes to the Hawks, I can see that too because the Hawks do need another star besides Trae Young, so that might
Mm-hmm.
could work. But if he had to go to Miami, I would like him better in Miami
Yep.
because he do have role players around him. Utah, he don't have that many besides. But Joe Ingles got hurt. You got Gobert. He's not an offensive scoring machine.
Yep.
Jordan Clarkson, he comes off the bench. With Conley, he can never stay healthy really. So if anybody's going to be broken up, I think either you get rid of Gobert and bring somebody else in to help Donovan Mitchell, or you
Yep.
let Gobert stay there and Donovan Mitchell leaves. So
Yep.
I honestly I think it's best for Donovan to go and let Rudy stay.
Yeah, that's what I do. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I consider leaving and let Rudy stay. I let Rudy stay. It's either him or me. But like I said again, if I'm Donovan Mitchell, I'd rather go and just let Rudy go about stay. And I just tell the organization, y'all commit to Rudy Gobert. I want out. I want to leave. I'll
Right,
just leave. Find
because Utah
somewhere
is
better
a
to go.
good regular season team. They can't
Mm-hmm.
get out the first round of the playoffs. They can never get
Yep.
out the first round. And it's always Donovan Mitchell carrying and holding down the weight. I mean, yeah, what Gobert can do, you get him a bucket on the inside. Like, I don't really think he has any post presence or anything scary about Gobert. There's nothing scary about Gobert to me. So I think Donovan Mitchell definitely should go. I'm sure somebody on the trade market would definitely buy in and get Donovan Mitchell. They could send some picks to Utah. Utah is a small market. Nobody wants to play for Utah. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, definitely, I think Donovan Mitchell definitely should go elsewhere if
Yep.
if that need be. But Robert Williams is out for Boston.
Again.
Yeah, he's a defensive threat, but they have been playing okay without him. You
Yeah.
still got Grant Williams, freaking Al Horford.
Al Horford has been ballistic in this series. Been crazy.
So Al Horford is playing great basketball, playoff basketball right now. That's why Boston brought him back. He didn't work out in Philly. That's because Brett Brown wanted to put Horford and Embiid on the court at the same time. It don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anything else you gotta say, Dante, before we roll out of here?
Man, like I said, it's been a great show. Always fun. I'm happy to see this show back right here. Just can't wait to 7,200 seconds, man.
Oh
That's
yeah,
coming
they'll be
back
back.
soon.
72 will be back. The coaches corner will definitely be back.
Yep.
We had to slow down the pod shows only because of basketball. But once the conference finals, I picked Boston.
Yeah, I picked Milwaukee to win tonight. I picked Milwaukee to get a dub tonight.
Yeah, Horford is definitely going at it with Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
But no, once the shows, the NBA calms down, once it gets down to the finals and the conference, it's going to be one game. You're not going to see all these games every day back to back. It's going to be spread out. So we're bringing back the shows, 7,200 seconds. Me and Coach Dante, we talk about everything. That's every Tuesday nights, Wednesdays.
Yep.
Again, we got the NBA. We're going to be talking about a little bit of WNBA as well. Got to show the women some love. So we're going to start implementing WNBA along with the NBA action as well. Thursdays, again, you got the Coach's Corner. That's all NFL. So we're going to be bringing back the topics of the NFL. We're going to break down each divisions. I know the scheduling comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
So you might see next week, it might be a coach's corner, going to break down the scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into the picks and prediction of each division, who's going to win how many games there. So y'all don't want
Yep.
to miss that. Again, we got Between the Lines on Sundays. If y'all big baseball fans, we got the baseball podcast. So just tune out for Spotlight Sports Network again.
Yep.
We hot and heavy. We come in here with the content as well. So make sure y'all check out. Everybody's on the page. If y'all are not subscribed to the Spotlight Sports Network, make sure y'all click the bell for all of your notifications. Know when we go live and upload videos. Everybody on the network is in the description. Make sure you subscribe and like to everybody's channel is on the description. But as always, guys, we're always in the building. Make sure y'all come on back here at 7. We got Coach Dante and Mitch. They will be calling the Buck in a Boston game. But till then, y'all, we always in the building. Again, we see y'all in another video.
We out of here, y'all.
I heard they want the news. Well, we got it just for you. What's your team? Who your player? Who your crew? I heard they want the news. The spotlight is on you, and if you in the hot seat, it's times 2. I heard they want the news. Come tune in to the crew, but we got the hook up just like black and blue. I heard they want the news. Spotlight Sports, what it do? Hit subscribe and that like button too. I heard they want the news.
Da-na-na-na.